Hey everyone, Drew Creekmer here, Wealth Advisor with Creekmer Wealth. Hope y'all are doing well since the last time that we chatted. In today's video, we are going to talk about some of the initial questions or things that you need to start thinking about as you approach retirement or a work optional switch in your lifestyle. And over the next couple of weeks, we want to dive into some of these key questions or key risks that you need to be very aware of and also begin planning for if you have not done so already. So, in the article today, there are a number of questions or things for you to start thinking about. And I would encourage you to read that article to start thinking about those items. And I'm going to talk about some of the other things that are not in that article or that aren't explored deeply. And so, one of the first things I would encourage you to think about is what are the things that you want to do whenever you are not working or not working full time that you would get a lot of joy out of or a lot of fulfillment out of, or they've always been on your bucket list, but you just haven't had the time to do it. Start thinking about those things, whether that be traveling or donating your time to an organization that you're passionate about, or spending time with family, whatever that case may be. Start thinking about that. Not only do we need to have a plan for our money in retirement, we also need to have a plan for our time. There is a big switch in going from working full time to not working full time. You do something, an activity, 35 to 50 hours a week, every week for 20, 30, 40 years. That is a pretty significant chunk of time that you now need to get used to filling with something. And that's not to say that you're not going to have anything to do. That's not the case. In our experience, a lot of people say, man, I have more to do than what I thought I would. But I would encourage you to start planning for your time in addition to your finances. Now, when it comes to your finances, what are some things that you need to think through? I think there's two huge things that you need to think about that not many people do. And you need to have a really good handle on that. And that is, what are one time expenses that you need to take care of either before you retire or right after you retire? And what are your fixed expenses? Now, let me talk about the one time expenses. This can be anything like purchasing a new car, or hey, I need to replace that 20-year-old water heater. These are large one time expenses that you are only going to need to take care of every 5, 10, 15 years. But there are things that would be really, really impactful to our finances if we don't plan for them. So make a list. Say, hey, that roof, it's been 15 years. We need to take a look at that. Or there's some landscaping that we want to get done. Whatever the case may be, whenever you're a couple years before retirement, start thinking about what are those major projects or one-time expenses that you want to check off your list before you stop working and having a consistent paycheck coming to you. Now, what about fixed expenses? Fixed expenses are going to change. And over the 20 plus years we've been doing this, what we found is that whenever you initially stop working full time, you actually might end up spending more money because one, you're in good health, you have a lot more time. It's a natural byproduct. You're probably going to go out to eat more. You might be traveling more. You might be spoiling the grandkids more. Whatever the case may be, you're probably going to spend more money than you do right now. But over time, as you adjust both to your new stage of life and as we age, we naturally start spending less money. And so it's actually kind of a wave in retirement. And that's totally fine. That's normal. But it is critical from a planning purpose that you have a very good idea as to what your fixed expenses look like. And for everyone, this is different, but I would encourage you for the next couple of years before you retire, start thinking about what are those items that I know I'm going to be paying for in retirement? What does my mortgage look like? What do I think my dining bill looks like? What does my utilities look like? What do my taxes look like? Get a pretty good handle on what that fixed expense number is, and that'll make planning for retirement so much easier. You know, at the end of the day, it's critical that you plan. And it's our job here at Creeper Wealth to help you plan. And so I would encourage you, if you are in that yellow area, that 1 to 3 years before you are saying, hey, I'm going to retire, or hey, I'm going to start working full time, I want to have a work optional lifestyle. If you're in that period of time where you know that's on the approaching horizon, I would encourage you to reach out to one of our advisors if you have not done so already. Start getting that foundation in place. Start answering some of these key questions and ensuring that you know where your money is going to come from whenever you do decide to shut down working full time, and so that you can go into that new stage of life with ultimately total peace of mind. And so we'd love to chat with you guys about that. And if we haven't had the chance to, we'll absolutely be able to address any and all questions that you may have. So thanks for your time, guys, and we'll talk with you soon.